Hey, SK family, what is going on? How are y'all doing today? It's your girl KG. What's up with y'all? If you're watching the replay, go ahead and put hashtag replay in the comments. The way you watching the replays. When you look up, you don't see that live red box. That means you're watching the replay. If you're new, meaning you've never seen any of our lives before, go ahead and put new in the comments. And if you're watching us live, go ahead and put hashtag HeySK in the comments. My name is Katia Green. This is my lovely wife, Stephanie Green, and we are life coaches who help people release their fears and self-doubt so they can have a healthier relationship with themselves and others. Because it's important. It's very important. So right now I'm going to pass it over to my lovely wife, Stephanie, and she's going to kick us off with tonight's topic.
Yes, we're going to talk about trying. You know, that dreaded, lovely word that people like to use.
With tonight's topic.
That dreaded word that people like to use when, you know. So, I want you to quit saying the word try instead of like, you know what? I'm going to try to lose weight. Or I'm going to try to make this money. Or whatever your goal is. Sorry, I realize. Sorry, cut this background off. Stop trying to lose weight. Stop trying to do whatever it is that you're trying to do. Stop trying and just freaking do it. Just do it. Just do it. Think about it this way. So the word try means to make an attempt or effort. Make an attempt doesn't mean you're actually going to do it. You're going to try, which means you might actually accomplish your goal or whatever it is that you say you're trying to do, or you might not. Think about it this way. When you say, like, somebody invites you out and be like, can you come meet me? Da, 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 and it's not something you really want to do. What do you say? And you don't really want to hurt. You want to let the person down easy because, you know, a lot of you don't do well with confrontation. You don't want to hurt their feelings. So you're like, I'll try to make it. Which means one of two things. One, you've already decided that you don't want to go. You don't want to go. You're not going to go. But you're like, I'll try. And it's a gentle letdown for when you be like, oh, because you can't think of anything in the moment as to why you should say no. Hello, David. Hello, welcome. So you instead of saying no, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, or no, I'm sorry, I don't want to. You just be like, I'll try, and then later on you're gonna text and be like, oh, I'm not gonna make it, or some of y'all don't say anything at all. Or if you say, I'll try to make it, for whatever reason, you're unwilling to commit to that item or that activity. Whether it be you don't want to commit because you're like, what if something more fun comes up? I don't want to commit to doing this. I look like the jackass. Or maybe you just like, maybe you're one of those that be like, I don't feel like getting up. And rather than being an adult and honoring your commitment, you just be like, so I just say I'll try. So that way, if I don't feel like going, I don't feel responsible to go. So when you say you're trying, there's no guarantee you're going to do it. And more often than not, you're going to bail out on the, well, I tried. Trying, meaning you checked your calendar and was like, I don't want to do it. Or trying, meaning it was like, I thought about it for half a second and decided I didn't want to do it. I tried. But did you really? Did you really give it the valiant effort to make it to that commitment or whatever you're invited to? Did you? More than likely, no. Some people are like, I'm going to try to lose this weight. What happens? They get motivated. They start off strong. They do it for a couple of days, a week, maybe a week, or maybe a month. And then they stop. I tried. I couldn't do it. Or I'm going to try, think about it. When you try out for something, you're trying. You're going to put in effort and you hope that you make the cut, right? But there's no guarantee. So take out the word try and do. If you're trying to eat healthy, stop trying. Just do it. Look up healthier alternatives to your favorite food to take out the stuff that's causing you to want to make that change, whether it be too fatty, too salty, too much sugar, too much cholesterol, whatever, all of the above. Find a healthier alternative. Don't try. If you're like, I want to try to get in the gym 6 days a week, sign up for the membership and put it in your calendar to remind you to go in the morning, before work, after work, whatever is your goal is, to remind you to do it. So you're not like, I'm going to try. Stop trying. Just do it. Like, it's okay. Make it happen, Captain. And And I'm not talking about for you to be like, there's some things that I have no control over. Like if you're trying to get a job and you're doing literally everything in your power, there are some things you don't have control over. Like at the end of the day, your resume could be spot on, your interview skills could be spot on, but if they find a candidate that they resonate with better, or they have a candidate in mind already by the time you waste your time applying, then no, you can't do that. So before you say like, well, I'm trying, no, we're not talking about that stuff. We're talking about the stuff that you have control over. Stop trying. Just do. What you got to add, Katia?
Well, you already know. Try is not a word I use. It's not in my vocabulary at all. And if you are a person in my life and you tell me you're gonna try to do something, I already know. I'm like, they're not coming. They're not gonna do it. So the thing is, just remove try out of your vernacular altogether. Let it go. Do it. And you know it. And the thing is, we talk about words of affirmations. We talk about the words have power. Every time you tell yourself you can't do it or you're going to try to do it, you're feeding the lazy you inside. You're feeding that. And years go by and you do nothing. So I don't even say I'm going to try. First of all, we need to be adults. If somebody say, hey, you want to hang out, say, you know what? Either you don't or you do. Don't try because like I just feel like it's lazy. And I look at you some type of way. Just being honest. I look at people who tell me, oh, I'm gonna try to make it continue. I'm gonna try to do this. I look at you sideways, honestly. Because that tells me you have issues with commitment. And I hear people say it all the time. I don't commit to nothing too soon because I don't know what I'm doing a year ago. The point is that you don't have nothing on your calendar. So why can't you put it on your calendar? Just like we gave people 18 months to plan to come to our wedding. You know how many people at the last minute, oh, I got a family reunion. Oh, I got something. Somebody was like, oh, I can't make it because da da da, but they was really going to the beach. Like, it's literally not hard, guys. It's really not that hard. And some of y'all saying I don't need to understand. I live life just like you. But I live my life, I don't use try. My wife knows that's not a word. And even when it comes out or about to come out my mouth, because sometimes you get lazy in your spirit, I be like, I shut myself down. And she be like, babe, you're right. She says try, and we know we don't use that in the Green household. Either we're coming to your wedding or your event, or we're not. People need to grow up. Stop talking about, oh, I'm a grown woman. I'm a grown man. I'm a grown ass man. I'm a grown woman. Commitment, right? It's easy, David. People make it hard. David say, Katia, next year March, let's plan a trip to Jamaica. Just using it. I look at my calendar. Okay, nothing on my calendar. David, put it on your calendar. That's the first step of committing. Next, David, what airline will we want to use? Let's start researching together. Flights, boom. We can get our flights now for $150 if we book now. Boom. Let's book it. You got your flight. Flight paid for. That's too easy. People struggle with commitment. And you need to be honest with yourself that that's a struggle you have.
What up, coach?
People need to be honest with themselves that they struggle with commitment. Commitment is not hard. It's not. I've heard people tell me that I'm playing day by day. How? That's not planning.
That's
That's
stressful.
reckless.
That's stressful.
That's stress. You stressing your own stuff out. If you just have, you know what? Boom, 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 boom. You know how easy it is? Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to do this, and this day. Then me and David, we got our flights. Okay, where we going to stay? Research, boom. Trip paid for. Me and my wife committed to going to Vegas. When it was time to go to Vegas, we wasn't figuring out what flight we was on. Flight been paid for. Hotels been booked. Some of y'all are afraid that when that time comes, When that time comes, somebody else going, man, I'm missing out. You're going to miss out on stuff. You can't be everywhere at all times.
I feel like a lot of people are always waiting for like a better offer when you ask them. Like how like was it somebody told us they couldn't make it to their wedding? I forgot what they said. They lied and they some excuses of why they couldn't make it, which you're not obligated to until you commit and say I'm going RSVP and people to pay for you. And it ended up at the beach.
Yeah.
Like you
But
did you
I just
forget?
think that people need to communicate. People suck at commitment, communicating, and consistency. The three C's. The three C's that will make your life better if you own up to, I struggle with commitment, I struggle with consistency, and I struggle with communicating. And all of those things are characteristics that we must have to effectively reach our goals. Some of y'all quit on y'all can't even commit to your own self. But this crazy part is you get mad when somebody don't commit to you, but you can't even commit to yourself. I think that's unfair. I can't commit to me. I can't even go to the gym on my own. But when somebody don't show up for you to go to the gym with you, you mad too. But you forgot when you didn't even go yourself last week.
Facts. Facts.
It's like we, as a people group, human race, no culture and excluded, need to commit. I want y'all, what's today? Today is
Friday.
Friday. Friday at 7:28. So what I'm going to do, I challenge each and every one of you to commit to something in the next week and actually accomplish it. Just one thing. Y'all be trying to do these huge goals and you fail because you can't even commit to making breakfast in the morning, but you trying to plan a trip. Just commit to something. Commit to something this week and make it happen. No excuses. Some of y'all like, I don't have friends. Nobody wants to hang out with me. Maybe because the 100th time they invited you, you never showed up. I wouldn't invite you either. But you don't hold yourself accountable. You know what? People don't invite me because I never showed up. I have
Or,
zero consistency and I don't know how to communicate.
or
I
when they go
ghost
places,
people.
they never invite them either.
Right. I ghost people. And then you have people that's a part of the Who Gonna Check Me society, which they wear that as a badge of honor. I don't have to let people know nothing. I'm grown. What?
I am committed to daily meditations with my mom this week. Oh, that's wonderful.
Let's make it happen. We if you ain't got nothing on your schedule now, put it on there. Look, y'all, we got these things called cellular phones. Anybody have one? Anybody have one of these? Anybody have a cell phone? They come with notes section. They come with a calendar. They come with alarms that you can set. Anybody ever use them features?
I about
Anybody
died when I lost
like
my notes. David!
like anybody use those? Cause we can commit straight from our phone. You can commit to yourself and start small. That's the thing. Start small. I'm going to commit to eating breakfast twice a week. I'm going to commit to working out twice a week. If you know you ain't been in the gym in 20 years, or even a year, or even 6 months, or even 2 months, why are you going to say, oh, I'm going to go to the gym 5 times? Come on.
Called out! Called out! Hey,
Come on.
you
You
gotta start
setting
somewhere.
yourself up. Say, you know what? This week I'm gonna get up 1 day a week and I'm gonna work out for 30 minutes. Do it. Feel good about it. I did it. I accomplished something. Woo! Yes. And let that week be. That's your goal for that week. Next week. I'm committed to one. I felt good. I'm going for 2 days. Let's get it. 2 days a week, 30 minutes. Boom. This week, get to your second day, you finish. Ooh. Yes. I am. You is yes. Feel good. Some of y'all can make it too big goals and you failing yourself.
Right?
Woo.
Right. That's how I feel. Jesus.
Yes. Mm, mm, mm. Let's do it. Let's look. Put in the comments if you watch it live. I am going to erase try out of my vocabulary. However you want it, the shortest version, however you want it. Erase try out my vocabulary. I will erase. But when you put erase try, you're not committing to yourself. Because you leaving out the I. The I holds you accountable. It lets you know who you're talking to. If you're a couple, we will erase try out of our vocabulary. I don't even use try. And I side eye people who use try with me. They be like, oh, I'm going to try to make it to your event. Or I'm going to try to support you. They ain't supporting. 2 years later, my bank account still waiting for somebody to buy an item off our website.
He said
I'm just
someone
saying.
someone said that a goal that doesn't stretch you ain't worth much. I agree. And I believe it was also he's the same person that said that give yourself a long and a short goal. So if you don't hit your goal, you still met the bare minimum. I know I jacked that up. But if you were so worried, you make like, let's say you need to make XYZ in money, set your goal above what you need, but then also that way if you don't hit it, you'll
Right.
still, and
Yeah.
you
I'm
fall
not
short,
saying like,
you'll still get your bare minimum of your goal. Oh, he said, do not try. There is no try. Can I try to try? No.
no. No.
No. You're going to stop trying and just make it happen, Captain. Make it happen, Captain.
Yep. Do
And
or
if
do
you need
not.
some help with accountability, shoot me a message. I got something. I can connect you with somebody that can help you with that.
Do or do not. There's no try. We not trying nothing, y'all. What y'all trying to do? We making it happen. I know for me, I have divorced struggle. Divorced it. I divorced struggle. And even when your bank account don't reflect what you wanted, you still got to start removing things. Because guess what? If you continue to allow things that take up space in your life that cause you to struggle in the first place, you're never going to reach that place in your financial goals, or you're going to never reach that promotion. Because you got people in your life and habits in your life that cause you to be struggling or cause you not to succeed. So, who is going to commit something this week?
I'm going to commit to, I don't know yet.
She got a question.
Well, I might have an answer. What's your question?
And look, we want to start using our calendars. Because if it ain't on your calendar, guess what? If you got 6 friends and somebody invite you somewhere and you want to go, put it on your calendar and go. If that friend, another friend having something else that you may or may not want to go to, don't slate on that friend that you already committed to. Commit to stuff. Commit. Because you got people that be like, look, I don't say I'm going because I might not feel like going. Now, if you're in the hospital and you can't bedridden when it's time to go, that's not what we talking about. We talking about you just like, you know what? I'm grown. I don't got to commit to nobody. Oh, well.
Or people who try to make their relationship work, usually, how does that relationship end up?
Right. Oh, I'm going to try to be faithful to my wife.
I'm committed to recording 5 YouTubes on Monday. Okay, you
Okay.
got this. I got about 5 YouTubes worth of footage. And 21 TikToks. Okay, you got this. The question is, helping your mate is a bad thing until they get on their feet. Are they trying? Like, are they putting in effort?
Right.
That's
My
the
thing
catch.
is, yeah.
I mean, because my thing is, we all fall short at some point. Nobody's perfect. I don't care. At some point, no matter how, especially y'all been together a long time, a relationship is a give and a take. So, like, sometimes Katia is 100 and I maybe a 10 that day. Sometimes Katia is a 80 and I'm an 80 and we like getting it. Or, sometimes we both up here. And then sometimes, but you have to be putting in effort if and whenever you can. So, I mean, I'm all
Are
for
they
helping
putting in
somebody,
effort? We
but they
said we're
have to be
not
willing to
using
help
trying.
themselves first.
Are they putting in effort? She said yes, they're putting in effort. Because let me tell you something.
Well, the answer is still the same. Yes.
Yeah. But my thing is, in a partnership, that's why I'm in a partnership. Because you work together. there was a time last year I lost my job. Steph was holding it down when I figured things out. That's how our custom business became about, because I was putting in effort. And the thing is, effort doesn't always mean financial.
Yes.
And we talk about that all the time too. You should be giving from your overflow.
So that is the
And the
answer to your
thing
question.
is,
So that answers her question too.
yeah,
Like, and you have to decide
if
if
you
you're,
giving
yeah.
from your cup, then you need to find resources. You don't have to be your partner's only resource to fulfilling whatever goal they have. That's why we have other people who are uh like good in those areas to help out. Cause we try to be it all for our partner. Like there's some things that I can't give my wife that she needs help from other places. That's why we network and connect with other people. And you start giving from your cup when you try to do it all. Hey, I need to find a job. Here is a workflow bank. Go here, put in, this program is free. It can help you do your resume. Like you need to take loads off of you because there are resources out here to help. And by you providing a resource, you're helping.
Facts.
Sometimes we associate helping with physically being in the mix of them accomplishing said goal. But you don't have to be that person. You can just be a resource to a resource.
True.
So I am committing to the reason why my wife and I are not in the same location is because I'm being a soldier. And many of you know I have 15 years in the military. So I'm in training right now. And that's why we're not in the same location. So, but we're committed to still putting out lives and sharing our love with the people that show us love.
Oh, you just gave me an
So,
idea for YouTube. Anyways, thank you.
um, also, so my commitment this week is, um, I'm committing to daily adding 5 things to our SNK finds where we find deals, steals, and post out custom items. Five items a day.
For those of you who are watching from Facebook, I did just link the group. So all you have to do is just click the link and join. If you are watching from YouTube, I don't know if I can edit the description and put the link in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll figure it out. If
So
not,
that
find
is
me on
my
Facebook and shoot me a
goal.
message. I'll get it to you.
And I'm in my own room because someone in my bay got COVID. And I don't have COVID, but they put you in a quarantine barracks where I have my own room, so I'm not complaining. So this week I'm not in training with my unit, so I've been utilizing this time daily, sun up to sundown, to pour into things that I would normally been able to get done with my business. And I've been on FaceTime with my wife, and we've gotten our deals, steals, and custom items um, uh, group back up. I've been posting stuff daily. We've been posting some custom items, um, and we've been communicating some other things that we have coming down the pipe for HSK. So I'm excited. Like, I never liked the word try, and this is when, as a kid, I've always been a doer. And my grandmother died when I was 17, so I guess that, and I had to put myself through college and always find a way. I didn't have no wiggle room to not do, because if I didn't do, there I wouldn't be where I am today. So I guess my thought patterns of not saying try, I'm a doer. Katia, can you make it? Nope, I sure can't. Tonight I have to do da 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 da. I'm already committed to something. People love to hear those words because guess what? When you say those words out of your mouth, you are challenging people to commit to whoever, somebody else too. Remember, what we speak, we're speaking that into someone else and we're showing them, you know what? Wait, no, you can tell them you can't. No, I cannot do that. I'm committed to them already. Let me know when you have something else, and I will put it on my calendar so therefore I can commit to you as well. We have to learn to be committed because we're not helping people when we do sly and slick stuff behind the back of someone else. Just think about how you treat people, because it's gonna come back around. Because some karma don't play.
Sure don't.
I'm committed to growing my perfume Instagram page.
Hey,
All right,
Lucy.
David. I'm your friend over there on Instagram, so I'm gonna be checking in on your page and see if you're putting new things.
So we
And if
got
you in our deals, steals, and custom items, I need you to hold me accountable because I already put a lot of stuff up today. So I put way past 5. So at least 5. So tomorrow, if you're in my group and it's 12 noon and you ain't seen that near picture fly new by, you like a tell. You said you was it's noon. I ain't, and you ain't put one up. And I'm an early riser, so if I don't have nothing up by noon, then it's a problem.
So we got commitments from Gloria. I'm committed to begin a better me. We have commitments from Talmadge to shoot YouTube and Instagram. We have commitment from David. Chloe, where you at, girl? If you still on it, what we committing to next week?
Yes, and listen, guys. Yo, how you pronounce his name?
Talmadge.
Tamaj.
Coach T.
Coach T. Okay, I don't like mispronouncing people's names. Coach T. Like Coach T said, don't do it where it keeps you in your comfort zone. Stretch you a little bit. It should stretch you, but don't. If you got to start somewhere.
But it needs to be realistic.
But it needs to be realistic. Stretch, but realistic.
Yes.
So, like I said, if you just getting up off the couch, make it 2 days a week. That's a good start because 2 days gonna stretch you because you ain't been on you've been on the couch too long. So the first day you're gonna be like, woo, you're gonna be feeling stretched. And then the second day is like gonna give you that motivation to keep going. And then sometimes you just keep it at 2 days a week for a couple of weeks to get your body back, especially when it comes to exercise, because you don't, being a personal trainer, you don't want to overexert your heart. But you need to do something to elevate your heart as well, to get your blood flowing. So that was just an example.
Just yelling at your fur kids count all day every day because they get my blood pumping.
No, it does not.
Yes,
it does not.
But that's all. I didn't have anything else. I just wanted to talk about that. That was something I told somebody earlier this week. They was like, I'm trying to forgot what it was, and it was like, I'm trying, and I told him to stop trying to do, and I was like, I'm gonna go live, and I've been sitting on that for a minute to keep up my perfume page. Awesome, no problem. At the Perfume Mogul on IG.
Yeah, go add David so we can keep him committed. We holding each other accountable.
Oh, thank you. I really don't know. I'm wrecking my brain trying to think of something. Didn't something earlier this week I told you to stop trying and do? Did you do it? Are we doing it? Or are you still in the try stage? Because if you are still in the try stage, then you should probably make that a good start to committing. If you've already started in the do phase, then commit to continue.
What do you struggle doing? Something that you struggle with that you know you can benefit and it can better your life or the people around you as well from doing. That's what we all got something we can add to our lives to do something. Like we're not using try no more, and we're gonna make commitment.
She said everything.
We're not doing everything. We want to take, because let me tell you something about everything. I guarantee you that this is everything, and these are things that are connected to everything. You start working on one thing, and you probably going to help with. It's going to be a domino effect of helping everything that's in the inside. And I'll give you an example. I'll use me in this example. I always use myself because I don't mind being transparent. I struggle with communicating my feelings. I struggle with, thinking before I speak, because that's part of like me. I'm very straight, cutthroat, no chase type person. I struggle with trusting people. I struggle with trusting people. But let me tell y'all, that's a lot of things, right? That's a lot of things. But let me tell you, when I went to therapy to work on childhood trauma, when I went to therapy to work on my depression, anxiety, and PTSD, when I went to therapy to help me with suicide, guess what happened, y'all? I learned that those childhood traumas and all of those things, it was a lot, everything. But doing that one thing, showing up for myself and committing to therapy, helped me with being able to speak people better and learning to trust others and learning to communicate my feelings. So you see what I'm saying, Chloe? Find something, and I guarantee you master that, and it's going to help you with other things. So don't focus on everything. That's where we when you focus on everything, we do nothing. Take one thing, and I guarantee you that one thing is going to be tied to other things.
If you're feeling overwhelmed, oh, what? Stop it. Prioritize what's important to you, and then start there.
Yes.
Um. Oh, Chloe. Sorry. It rolled off. A little extra. It's better than calling you Chilo. But yes, sent you a message. Definitely check it out. I think it'll definitely help you with your mindset and be remaining consistent. Um, so check your DMs from
So,
yours truly.
yes. And if you on our lives and you followed Stephanie and Katia, HSK, and whatever you call us, I don't do excuses. You can ask my wife. I don't. I promise you, I talk about a little bit of my life, but I've been through a hell and back. So it's nothing that you probably been like. I'm not gonna say I've been through everything everybody been through, but I've had a taste of life in areas early on in life that I shouldn't have had a taste of, and I shouldn't have seen. So if you really want to change and you really ready to release those fears and self doubt that HSK can help you with, you're in the right place.
You are.
You got to be ready though. Because I don't force nobody to do nothing. You got to be ready.
Okay, Chloe says, as a counselor, I know these things. Shake my head. You
I'm a
should.
mental health profession too, Chloe. So
Trust me.
I'm speaking to myself, and I know that from that, and that's what made me want to change because I had to challenge my clients. So I can't challenge them and help them be better if I'm not right. So I need to get right because what you don't want to happen is their session become your session while you in session with them.
That's true.
So
I saw a post. Shannon shared this. A mutual friend of me and close. It said that like if your love language, we tend to do the opposite to ourselves. So they were like, if your love language is words of affirmation, for example, that you tend to be really hard on yourself and have a lot of negative self doubt. So that's probably some truth with every like not just your love languages, it's in general the things that that you would need from other people you don't give yourself first. He said last night, how am I gonna help them when I can't help myself? Well, you know what? You might mental health breaks are super important, no matter what job that you do. It doesn't matter what your job title is, what your profession is, what your business is. You know, mental health days and personal self care is super duper important. So you might need to take a step back and take a leave of absence or take a couple days off and be like, take a long weekend. So one week you may only work Monday through Thursday. The next week you work Tuesday through Friday and give yourself Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday to away from work, unplug, don't check your email or have any access to any of that stuff or however long you need. Take whatever you can financially and what your job will allow you to take off. But that's important. Like that's important. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, you're not in a good space mentally. I noticed that I was the worst counselor when I was in the worst spot, like emotionally, and I had the most crap going on outside of work. I did effectively learn to shut my feelings off at work, but then it also, as you've noticed, has translated into life, and I'm still struggling with that now. And I don't even work in the field anymore. Ask Katia, I struggle. like she like at times I had to remind people I'm a human being with feelings, because they teach you in the mental health field too, especially when you work in direct care like we did. Your residents will use your feelings, your emotions, your personal situations as ammunition to try to get a rouse out of you, to get you upset, to get you mad, to make you cry, to make you swing, to lose your job. So I turned it off. I learned to check my feelings at the door. Unfortunately, that door is still closed. How many years later? So I don't recommend you learning to turn your feelings off. I personally recommend you take time for yourself. And that job, I wasn't able to take time. It was a very toxic, unhealthy environment. I would not wish that on my worst enemy. But so taking off time was easier said than done. But I definitely recommend it. The age that I am now, clearly I won't go back to that field. But if I would have worked that job at the age I am now, I'd be a completely different person. Because I'd be like, I'm taking off. You can't. Okay, well, I'll find another job. It's always easier to help others and not ourselves. Yes, we, especially women, are almost innately hardwired to take care of everybody else but ourselves. We are typically the nurturers of the two genders. And we are hardwired to take care of the kids, the dogs, your in-laws, your own parents, your auntie, the church board, your job, and your fitness, your mental health, your physical health, all tends to go on the back burner. Agreed, especially as a woman, definitely. She said, I started going to counseling myself 3 weeks ago, and I felt it beneficial. Most counselors need counselors themselves, and most humans need counselors themselves, because most of us have been through some sort of trauma, and most of us have not been properly taught how to release them and how to let go of those traumas in order to be functional adults. A lot of us are operating as trauma responses that we never learned to let go, that we adapted at whatever age that traumatic event or events or your lifestyle created, and we never learned to undo those to live in a healthy manner, which is why you're hesitant to commit, you're unable to stay consistent, you don't like confrontation, so you're unable to express your needs properly because you're afraid that if I tell you I don't like something, you're going to be offended or hit me, or you won't be my friend anymore. Or we're the ones that choose to be avoidant and we don't hang out with people, or we choose to overcompensate by not allowing our kids to truly live their lives the way they're supposed to, because you're afraid the boogeyman is going to get them because nobody was there to protect you. I could go on and on and on, but you see it up and down your timeline, because I know I do.
I do too. And
So everybody needs therapy for sure.
everybody should talk to somebody because it affects how you deal. And people wonder why, if you go back and you analyze every relationship, romantically, friendship wise, that you've been in that you're no longer attached to, a lot of it stemmed from things you didn't deal with. Even the people that I've let go that were more so not healthy for me, there was some part of me that wasn't healthy for them either. But most of us are not mature enough or in a space healthy enough to admit that I'm not healthy for other people. They always, we are, it's easier to blame others. It takes a lot of gut, whether you're a man or a woman, to say, you know what, I'm not healthy for them either. And I told my wife that when I first met her, I said, you deserve better. The space I'm in now, you deserve, I can't give you the best part of me. And she said, you know what? We're going to work through this together. And she stayed. But you got to give people the opportunity to choose. Don't cover up and make like you this perfect person for them when you know you a mess.
Something I realized today is that I'm angry. I'm angry because of what my dad didn't do growing up. And I expected my husband to assist in healing these traumas. It's not his fault, and I had to apologize to him. Woo!
That's powerful.
Without putting... Girl, my grandmother did that to her husband. And when my grandfather passed, before she did, she was a completely different person, because she had an unhealthy attachment to him. Not like, and like their relationship was great, but they had an unhealthy attachment, and he filled some needs that should have been dealt with in therapy. And so then when he passed, she wasn't ready to deal. And I feel like my grandmother died and some bitch emerged. Excuse my French, YouTube. And she died with him. So it's great that you are recognizing that now.
And it's great that she apologized.
And I was about to say that too. Recognizing it and apologize, because we really struggle with apologizing. Like we as a culture, as Americans, we really struggle with apologies,
And I
right?
had to learn that too,
And
because a
taking the
lot of
mental, like especially taking the self reflection and the accountability to go, that was pretty messed up what I did, or that was messed up, or my thought patterns, or that's huge.
yeah, because I did the same thing, Tiffany. The same thing with me. There were some ways in my marriage that stem from, the childhood and my wife. But I appreciate her. I appreciate having somebody that's patient because she kept telling me, I'm not them. I'm not them. Even people, and she didn't deserve me putting the lack of trust I had in those people on her. And we tend to do that. We don't trust people that we don't longer deal with anymore, but we hold on to that lack of trust and say and blame the person you currently with, and it's not their fault.
Mm-hmm.
And no one should be anyone's emotional punching bag. You don't get to say, well, you met me like this, so put up with it. No. You need to deal with you know what I'm saying? You need to deal with your stuff. you know so it's
Go
good
out
that
and come back in.
you're dealing with that. No one should take emotional blows for your lack of someone else not being true to you, especially when that person is showing you that they're true to you. And if you can't find any reason why they're not true to you, then you need to deal.
There's half the reason I'm experiencing what I'm experiencing now. I felt that. Girl, it's a lot of trauma that we hold from our childhoods and or past relationships. Some of us have been through some relationships even in our that we experienced in our late teens and early 20s while our brains were still developing that are truly traumatizing. And just because you weren't physically hit doesn't mean that the relationship was not traumatizing. I've been in relationships that, looking back, are traumatizing. And no, I was never physically hurt. I'm not wearing it as a badge of honor. I'm just saying I was never physically hurt. But there are some relationships where there were some experiences that were traumatizing.
And I will say that in the African American community, I can't speak for no other community because I am not no other color, and I didn't have the benefit of growing up around a lot of other cultures. But I will say in our community, we have mastered making emotional trauma look healthy. And I don't care if you don't like it, it's true. If you look at a lot of celebrities who came back and spoke of trauma that they've dealt, we are great at masking emotional, physical trauma and making it look like, oh, you had kids. My mom and daddy loved us and da 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 da. And then we sweeping stuff under the rug and like we this perfect family, like we don't have no issues. And then our kids grow up, and then these emotional, broken human beings have kids, and then you coddle your kids because you afraid that what happened to you is gonna happen to them. And then they do the same thing. And then we just have emotional wrecks and no healing. We like hurt people, hurt people. Well, who's going to change that? We need to start saying heal people, help other people get healed. When I tell y'all right now, my soul is so at peace that I can't even shake my own peace. And I'm not being funny. And my wife can tell you my transition. There are days I have bad days, but I just had a bad day. My spirit is not shaken by it. And I'm shocked at myself. I'm like, okay, I'm liking this. Because I let that stuff go. Some stuff I didn't even deal with. I just let go. The people dead. So why am I holding on to it? Goodbye. And some stuff I literally had to deal with, whether the person was dead or alive or not. But a lot of that stuff we holding on to, man, whatever. I challenge y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all something I did. I took a little box, and this is no lie. I took a little box, and I put all of that stuff that was bothering me in the box, and I throw it in the trash. It's done. And some of that stuff died when I threw it away, and then the stuff that was left that I kind of felt, that's the stuff I worked on. And it really wasn't a whole lot, honestly. It was a lot in comparison to the effects it had on my life and my relationship, but it wasn't a lot to really deal with. And I tell y'all, I look back at 5 years ago when my wife and I was and where we are now, individually and collectively, it's amazing when you put effort in and you don't say try.
I had a whole post about that earlier. It was literally killing me. Oh, let me go find this post.
Yeah. I let stuff go. Because guess what? I have my peace of mind matters more. And I told somebody was like, their personality was a little wonky. And I'm not in the business of changing anybody. So they was like, you don't like me? I was like, no. But your personality, I tell people, no, this is my new line, y'all. And y'all can borrow it. Just make sure you give me credit. I tell people now, your personality and my peace of mind don't match. So therefore, I'm going to deal with you on a need-to-need basis. That's how I'm dealing with people. If their personality and my peace of mind don't connect, then I can't deal with them.
I'm gonna go.
I'm not in the business of changing nobody. But if my peace of mind is affected by your personality, then we just can't mesh. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Facts.
But that's all I got. This was a great live. I appreciate everyone who participated on YouTube, on Facebook. We appreciate all of the people who hopped on. Definitely, if you found value into this live, or if you're on YouTube and you found value, go ahead and make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, tap that bell, click all on YouTube so you can make sure you get all of our info. And if you're on Facebook, make sure Stephanie and I are star friends on your personal page. That way you always see everything that we post. Because Hayes K is doing big things in the upcoming. We already on a path for greatness, and we're continuing to do it. But next 2022 is going and popping. We're still going down the pipe and they close out the year great, but right now we're in our valley experience in our brand where we have to do some valley experience where we have to work on us individually, work on us collectively in our marriage, and work on our brand together. And sometimes when your business or your life is here, that's your valley experience. That means your personality and who you are at this point can't take you no further. So it's time to do some personal development. Take some classes. You don't have to be a business owner to take personal development classes. If you struggle with communication, read some books on healthy communication, effective communication. If you find yourself here and now you're here, it's time, personal development time. That's my valley experience, because you will never reach your mountaintop experience again if you don't appreciate your valley and all that valley experience is trying to teach you. It's time to read, take some classes. Steph and I offer classes on self-care. We offer classes on boundaries. We have coloring books out. We have tools. So if you here, that's not your low point. That's your valley experience time. It's time to personally develop so that when your mountaintop experience comes again and you going up and up, that when you get there, you're good. So we have to every in life you're going to have valley experiences. But it's all about having the tools when you're on a mountaintop. Because sometimes people sit at the top and still have internal valley experiences. And because they don't have the proper tools, because they got to that valley, they got to that mountaintop experience through wealth of family or whatever. But let's go.
Even if you color one letter of your affirmation a day, it's progress.
You said you ain't have nothing. There you go. You got time. It's 24 hours in a day. We all got 24.
Take 10 minutes before you go to bed.
Commit
It's maybe part
to.
of your bedtime routine, or when you up staring at the ceiling, because I know how insomnia can be. Maybe try coloring. It might relax your brain enough to help you sleep.
And I challenge y'all, write down what you. I promise. Okay, this is what happened. Right today, it is. What time is it? It is 8:06. 9:06, what some people are. From 9:06 tonight to 9:06 tomorrow, I want you to take a sheet of paper and I want you to make a time slot, 9:06, 10:06, 11:06, all the way down the paper, all the way to 9:06 p.m. tomorrow, 24 hours. And I want you to write down what you do all day. If you're on Facebook 5, and you're going to see because the power is in writing it down. And you can be like, I do got time. If I stay on Facebook 10 hours a day, if I stop something cut out, because we got DVR, and most stuff is on streaming now. So you don't have to sit there and you got to prioritize. Is it important? Is your mental health important? Is writing that book important? You got to put what's important. And you take time out for self-care because you got to. But you have to prioritize. We feel like we don't have time because we're all over the place. How do I know? Ask me, because I'm that person that felt like I was all over the place. That's where we are in our valley experience. We closing in on that. And we realized as a brand we were all over the place. Individually, we were all over the place. So now you got to work on it. We got 24. Oprah got the same 24. Tyler Perry got the same 24. And when they was in their valley experience, they choose to use their 24 to get them where they are today. What will you do with your 24? That's really all it boils down to, honestly. Like, I'm over here in this somatic building. I don't got COVID. I had 2 tests negative. But because I was in close contact with somebody that did, here I am in my own room. I could have been like, you know what? I ain't got to train. My unit out there training. I'm just going to sleep all day. From the time I got over here, I've been working on my business. I'm using this time wisely. Because guess what? A lot of times we get breaks in life, but we use them to do other stuff that's not making us money or not helping our mental health or not helping benefit our life for the better. Because a massage can help your life for the better. Because it can relax you to be able to get energy to do other things. Exercise can help you. So I'm not saying you got to commit to just doing structured things and just, no. Me and my wife, we watched a movie together. If you don't know, yeah, so I did some stuff on my downtime, but I utilize this time because I know that my training is intense. So I wouldn't have this extra time to really work on business like I did, posting in the groups and stuff. Because literally, we have long days. Like, it's not an exaggeration. From old dark 30 to old dark 30 at night.
Run your bath, get you one of those tables that go across your tub. Thank you, light bulb. And put things on it that calm you. Kindle joy for you. Wine, a book, your coloring book, etc. Please. Aww. You picking up what I'm putting down?
See, Chloe, she gave you idea. We helping each other. The one thing I can say about the people that I'm currently connected to, I've let a lot of people go out of my life because, like I said, their personality and my peace of mind don't match. And that's okay because I'm not in the business of changing somebody. You know what I'm saying? If people want to be toxic, I'm not going to knock you. Be toxic. You just won't be toxic around me. If you want to be a thief, go ahead and be a thief. You're just not going to be a thief. Like, I don't want that around me. I'm not in the business of changing people. That's too much energy. I got to work on me. But I'm in a place in my life where my soul is at peace. Not just my outer, my soul. Deep down internally. And if their personality don't match my peace, then they can't be around. So that's why I don't have a circle. I got a straight line. And I'm okay with my little straight line. We just got to be okay. That's it. But I like that idea, Tiff. See, we helping each other. That's smart. We helping each other. She said, I be in the tub for hours. That's your time.
Get you that little pillow thing so your head don't sink if you do fall asleep, and relax and enjoy it.
See, look, she said she'll check in on you.
I love it.
When I tell you the people that I'm connected to, we been through some stuff. Me and Lucy, we've been in the trenches together since kids. And we know. We done seen some stuff in and out the church. And look, we still rocking to this day.
Hey, look, that lets you know that if you're feeling like this, You're not alone. See, even Lucy says she's been where she is and she's been there and she knows how she feels. And she says she's better now because she took the time to focus on herself.
Yes.
That's powerful. It's amazing what you can do when you really take that time to be introspective and focus on you. You can it's a lot what you can accomplish, and you start to realize how much your mood and how you feel about yourself affects the things around you. Like you have a different perspective about your job. Is it really the job crappy or is it you? Your relationship. Is it really the you know what I mean? Like you start to really think about things like and you really start to have a different outlook on things. At least I know I did. I definitely changed the way I viewed situations and when things happen. Like there's some things that happened in the last couple weeks that the old me would have been like all bent out of shape, and I was just like, okay, yeah, well, I worked around it and kept moving.
The same thing with us. Like even, I'm big on love and I'm big on healthy relationships. So with yourself and with others, like we just don't teach this.
Hey, nothing worth easy. What did coach say? He said it earlier. Nothing worth having, or if it's easy, it ain't worth having. So it's your goals should stretch you. So working on being a better you is not an easy journey. It's really not.
And you
Like
have to let some people go and be
not, but
okay
not
with
even
it.
that. But it's sometimes it's painful because you realize how you are the root cause or of a lot of the stuff that's happening to you or has happened. You're like, dang, this whole situation could have been avoided had I, don't beat yourself up, but that can be a painful
Self
realization.
reflection.
Like my relationship with XYZ, rather that not necessarily romantic. It could be the relationship with your coworkers, your boss, your sister, your brother, whatever, is that way because I XYZ. That's a sucky feeling when you realize, like, dang. But like Lucy said, you apologize and move on. But it's not an easy journey. Like looking at the parts of yourself that you need to change because they're not pleasant. They are detrimental to you, but also detrimental to those around you. I look back at some of the stuff I've said to people, and and it's one of those things where at the time I didn't think it was bad, but my feelings behind it, they weren't in a good space. So should I have said it? Did I really, you know what I mean? Like, it sucks. You see, hit nail on the head, especially with the narcissistic man. Ooh, girl. Narcissistics will make you feel like everything is your fault. The only thing I would say that is your fault is the amount of time that you allow that mofo to do that. That's it. Narcissists have ooh, they get under my skin. But they have a way of making it's always everybody else's fault but theirs, when in reality it's theirs. Like they're the ones that are famous for gaslighting. Well, they will do something to piss you off. Know it will piss you off. When you go the hell off, see, that's why I'm da 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 da. Like it's your fault. When it was them the whole time. I'm going to tell you this in love and light. Let that man go. You will never, I don't care how much work on yourself that you do, you will never see any progress as long as you keep him around. Because what's going to happen is you're going to take 2 steps forward. He's going to be like, oh, hell nah, 10 steps back. You know how disheartening that is to keep restarting the same thing over again? You make progress and then you stop. So you got to start over. Then you make progress. Then you stop. Then you got to start over. After a while, it gets exhausting. Love and light. Let him go, baby. It's going to be in the best interest. And I know it hurts. I know it sucks. I know there are positive memories and the good that he showed you in the beginning that got you to begin with, make you feel warm and fuzzy. It's a lie. It's a lie. And you need to let him go. I know it hurts. I'm sending you virtual hugs from Texas, but you need to let him go, baby. You need to. Call me anytime you need to. Anytime you're like, I want to go back, I'll be like, don't do it. I'll talk you off the ledge. Because all that work that you want to do, and I know you want to, because you know you're in that space where it's a do or die space right now of whether or not you do something. You're like, if I don't do anything now, this will take over and I will not make it. You have to let him go. You have to. And that's probably going to be the hardest thing for you. But you got to let him go.
I've been there.
Love and light. I mean it. I mean that in the most loving and the sisterly way. But you have to. I'm
I've been
sorry.
there, Chloe.
Most of
I've
us
been there.
have.
No, I literally been there.
And the longer
And
you're
I
in, the
would
harder
not
it is
have
to let
met,
go.
I wouldn't have been in this healthy space I'm in now if and met my wife if I would have stayed. I've been there. It sucks starting over. I started over twice because all I've been in is long-term relationships. I started over twice. It's
I think
hard
I
because
have one last.
all you see is time, but we don't see the damage that time has done. And the only way you're going to see that damage is if you step outside of that situation and really start working on you. And I'm like, dang, why did I? You start quite like Steph said, it's a process. You're gonna blame yourself some, and you're gonna feel bad, and then you just gonna start transforming. This is gonna be like, woo, and then you're just gonna start feeling. It's literally a transformation process.
I'm going to address this real quick because I'm going to tell you why. You think that's another word we're going to address at another time. You have not. Because the fact that you are secretly seeing somebody else, which means that he won't let you go, which means you're still allowing him access to you. You're allowing him access to your decisions on how you move with your secret. And you're also allowing him access because he won't let you go. What the hell does that mean? He's texting, he's calling you, you're still in the same house, you wait until the lease is up. Like, you got no. I mean, all ties. Like,
When I tell,
if you're waiting till the lease is up, I get it for finances. You don't want to be done. I get it. Whatever. Move out. Block. Change your number. Block him. Like, cut all contacts so that he has no way to reach you. Because the second he suspects you moved on, he gonna sweet on in, do all the things he did to get you, remind you of all the good things that happened, forgetting all the bad stuff that person caused, and get you all warm and fuzzy, and you will drop your secret like a bad habit. I'm telling you, let him go. Same house, we own the house. I've been looking for places because of COVID. It's been a hassle.
trust
Yes.
me, Chloe, I was in your situation 5 years ago. I slept in a separate room. The other person slept in a room, and it's like I'm trusting me. You speak in my story, and I met my wife. I met Steph, and I packed up, and I
Yeah.
stayed because of that person's mom.
Oof.
And when I left, she blocked me on social media first, but I blocked her from everything else. I'm like, I'm done, and I never looked back. And
Well,
yes, I still had some contact initially early on in my wife and I relationship, but once it was causing confusion, it was like, you're done.
oh yeah. COVID sucks. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Oh, I get that that's a
Work,
hassle because
girl, work. It's awkward being here together. I try to stay gone or keep my distance. You should.
you should.
You
That's what
should.
I did. I hung out with friends. I went over a friend's house, and I only came there when it was time to lay my head, literally. And when Steph and I started talking before I moved out altogether, I was 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I didn't even go home. Like you're speaking my story,
Yep.
so I feel
Yeah.
you. But you do have to when you gone. Block, block, block. Don't feel bad. Don't he? No, 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 no.
Don't let me, like I have no place to go. I can't make it
Because
without you.
let me
Blah blah
tell
blah.
you,
It's lies, lies, lies.
every time I tried to move on, that person tried to act like they were about me, and then I was like, well, damn, we've been maybe is this right this time? It's right that time. You know what I'm saying? And those who knew the person that I was with, they know I'm not a bit business of putting people's name out there because I've been happy for 5 years. But the point is, I'm trying to tell you from personal experience, I'm where you were. I was in that house and I was trying to move on. I was trying to move on before I met Steph. And every time it was just like all over me. Nah, 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 nah. And I would go back. And then when I was like, you know what? I'm done. I packed up my little belongings because I didn't have a whole lot. And I was deuces. And I never looked
There's so
back.
much history. Not use this as an excuse, but 16 years of knowing him, 11 years of being with him is a long time.
It is.
It
But
is a long time.
time and happiness, how you know what I'm saying? You gotta you know it's not like that, and that's what keep people in relationships right there.
Oh, you good. I
Oh
mean,
no,
that's
you
why
good.
we here.
Look, that's what keep people right there because they feel like they gave their whole life and they like starting over. But guess what? If y'all been together 16 years and you stop today and live another 40, you haven't lost anything.
You've gained, it sounds
You've
like to
gained
me.
your life back. Who you gonna stay and then you're gonna stay in turmoil or you gonna release and live the rest of your life? Don't we all had time. Most of my adult life, I was in two different relationships, but I would have never been where I am, happy, building an empire with my wife. Like I would have never experienced this peace with them, never. Yes, I was like, damn, my whole adult life lost. No, I gained a lot during that time. You can't think of it like that. That's what keep us in effed up situations. Is because we think about the time. Don't think about the time. Think about the benefit, and you already know it's not healthy.
I'm 34, wasted my 20s, and now my 30s. I have not been single since I was 20.
Trust
Two
me, I've been
relationships.
there.
But you know what, though? You take that time for you and be single, you will learn
Whew.
things about yourself that you haven't had the time to learn. And you will truly learn to love yourself and be with yourself.
Yep. She said it was funny because as I was typing, as I was saying about me being my whole adult life, like we're living the same life, we just different genders, but BS is BS.
No, that's the same. Oh, yeah. I mean, attracted is, well, I, never mind.
Yeah, BS is BS.
Well, yeah, you gotta, yeah. I know it sucks. I've had relationships, even some friendships I've had to cut because they just weren't healthy. And I'm getting to that point now in my life where there are some friendships that I definitely need to probably cut ties and love them from a distance. Because we're just not in the same space right now. Um, I guess that's a conversation for another day, but
Hmm.
it
I
sucks.
had to do it. I'm down to my wife, and I love. There are some people that are great people. They're just
Not
good,
for me.
comfortable where they are.
I
And you
definitely
gotta be
agree.
cool with like we're holding our own self back. Dang, I see all these people successful. I see all these people doing great things, but these people, I guarantee you, they've let some stuff go that you're not ready to willing to let go.
Like your childhood friends that aren't doing anything, and they're the nicest people, but they're not good for your drive, because when you talk to them, they never have anything good to say. They're always got something bad. They're always struggling. They're always this. They're always that. There's always something, insert negative, and it's never positive. So you call them excited about your good news about your business, and you don't want to say anything because you're afraid to make them feel bad, or because they're in such a terrible spot in their life. You're like, well, dang, I don't want to share my good news. If you're consistently having this with the same person or people, you should definitely take a step back.
If you're the smartest person in your circle, and I
That
don't just
too.
mean academically, just smart in decision making, anything, you need to change your circle.
Yeah. Yes. So, yeah, I just want to put that out there. You just got to let some people go.
So
So,
to wrap this thing
thank
up
you.
and bring it on home.
Somebody else said, she said, ouch. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable when it makes the realization, but it's even more uncomfortable when you continue to hang on to that person knowing that they're no good for you, knowing that they're no good for your overall mental health, your overall well-being, and they can't celebrate with you. The universe is going to go, "Well, you're not ready. You're not ready for all the things that you've been manifesting, all the things you've been praying for, all the things you've been working towards. You're not ready because you're not ready to do the hard stuff to get there."
And let me tell y'all, this smile, this joy, this happiness that I feel on a, externally
Keep talking. Hold on.
or in or internally, it didn't come easy. It did not come easy. Like I had some rough nights, and I had some scary nights. Like literally, you know what I'm saying? Like some scary nights. So don't think that you staying in places and not making great decisions is you're by yourself. No, I just no longer live in those spaces, so I don't really talk about them as much because I'm at peace, my soul. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a great space. I'm ready to live. I'm ready to enjoy life. And those people who are comfortable where they are, we don't put people down. We just don't carry people with us either. And sometimes not carrying them with us, they're gonna feel like you judging them, or they're gonna make you feel bad. You judging me? No, I wanna be wealthy. I want a big house with all the amenities so that I can entertain. I want that. I will have that. And I don't care people looking at my old timeline. It's not in your time. Because guess what? When I get it, you still ain't gonna have nothing because you're comfortable where you are. Because it's always the people that talk down to you will never invest in you, will never help you get nowhere, will never do nothing, but they're gonna have so much to say. So, but to tie this all in, we back at stop saying trying. We're not trying no more. If you watch this live, you can no longer use the word try. Whether you watched it live or replay, YouTube or Facebook, you are not allowed to use the word try. We are going to commit to things. We are going to commit. If somebody invites you somewhere, it's either you going or you not. I'm not trying. You're not trying to do nothing. You going to take that class? You either going to take it or you not. Start taking try out. Because that's why you're not accomplishing anything. Because try puts you off the hook.
That's right. Gives you an out when you don't
Gives you an
succeed and
out.
don't make it happen.
So with that being said, thank you, my love. It's always I enjoy doing lives collectively when we're in the same spot. And it's always thankful for technology to allow us to continue to empower, motivate, and uplift people even when we're in separate places. So I thank you for being an awesome partner and a team player. Thank you guys who are out there on YouTube, on Facebook. Remember, make us a star friend on Facebook. Subscribe, like, comment on our lives on YouTube. And if you're on Facebook and you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe. Watch the videos, comment, like, spray the love with people that that you know, and love, and care about. Remember, you are the master of your destiny. You control your future. Do something daily to get you closer to your goals. This your girl KG. I am the K from SK. This is my lovely wife Stephanie, looking over there beautiful. The S from SK. Y'all have an amazing night, and y'all have an amazing day on purpose tomorrow. Try is not in our vocabulary.